This is Sam Vaughn for Sam Sports Report. The Kansas City Chiefs will host the LA Chargers Sunday night. Let's look at the host team first. The Chiefs skidded by the 18th in the win with the Raiders, and Panthers lost to the Bills 3 games ago. The Chargers lost to the Ravens 2 weeks ago. They did beat the Falcons last week. It was a defensive battle for the Chargers. I expect another defensive battle this week. We'll look at the host teams for the offense. Quarterback Patrick Mahomes, who needs a left tackle. Playoffs right now, and before the playoffs they will begin soon. But he needs him right now, as his left tackle has been so bad. Expect him to play, DJ Humphries that is, in his first game back since an injury. You never know how they'll show up. But he was a Pro Bowler one time with the Arizona Cardinals. The Bills for the AFC, looking to win their side of the AFC. The Chiefs need this game. Running back Isaiah Pacheco is second game back, and also the Chiefs will include Kareem Hunt, I'm sure. The Chiefs coaching staff is interesting. They run the ball sometimes, but don't run it when they need to sometimes. Last week on a play where they should have ran the ball, in my mind, to get it to 3rd and 2, they instead passed it. The ball was incomplete. That didn't lead to so much success, as the Chiefs won 19-17. Wide receiver DeAndre Hopkins is a player to watch out for. Tight end Travis Kelce, and since the left tackle has been so bad, it'll be DJ Humphries probably, and Noah Gray. Wanye Morris and Kingsley Sadamia have been taken out in 2 separate games. Last week wasn't including one. Wanye Morris stinks so much that could it always get worse? Well, that's what Buddy Bell said. It could always get worse. But the other theory is it can't get any worse. Well, DJ Humphries opted to play last week as Joe Thuney at left tackle and moved to left guard Michael Caliendo, but I think it'll be J.J. Humphries, like I said. And Thuney moves back to the left guard. In fact, Trent McDuffie will need to be better at it, playing out of position sometimes. Najee Johnson was blowing communication last week, and Chiefs went to Joshua Williams last week at the end, so I expect them to go back to Joshua Williams. Chiefs top returner Mecole Hardman goes on IR with a knee injury last week. He at least won't play until week 18, but it could be season ending. No report on that yet. For the Chargers, it's quarterback Justin Herbert. Running back J.K. Dobbins is on the IR. It'll be Gus Edwards, former Raven. Tonight, rookie Ladd McCarn is questionable, but Joshua Palmer is the other one. If McCanny can't go, it will be Joshua Palmer to rely on. Players to watch out for on defense, Joey Bosa and Chris Jones on defense for the Chiefs. Chiefs are favored by 3.5 at 720. Now we go on to the 3:25 game, and the Bears will play the 49ers. Nobody should care about this game, but I guess Bears fans will. Caleb Williams, DeAndre Swift, who is hurt and questionable. It'll be Rico Johnson, never heard of him. Wide receiver Romeo Ordonez, defensive player for the Bears, Jalen Johnson, is a player to watch out for. For the 49ers, it's Brock Purdy. Running back, player to watch out for Isaiah Granado. And wide receiver John Jennings. Defensive player to watch out for is Fred Warner. Since the 49ers are without Nick Bosa, yesterday John Lynch suggested that Kyle Shanahan could be on the hot seat just 1 year removed from the Super Bowl. Kick is at 3:25. Bears. 49ers are favored by 5. Give me the 49ers 2013. The Rams will play the Bills in a game that could pull off an upset. Keep the Chiefs in the first seed for sure and maybe getting closer to the win. But I don't think that will happen. Rams players to watch out for: Matthew Stafford, Ken Williams, Cooper Kupp. Bills players to watch out for: Josh Allen, possibly MVP in my book, James Cook, Kalish Shakir, wide receiver, defensive player, Greg Rosenthal is a player to watch out for the Bills. He leads the team in interceptions. Kick is at 325. Give me the Bills 30-23. We'll preview the Cardinals and Seahawks. Even though this game is disappointing, the Cardinals have been disappointing in their last game against the Vikings. Players to watch out for on the Cardinals: Kyle Murray, James Conner, or Trent McBride, tight end. Geno Smith, Kenneth Walker is questionable. It'd be Zach Carbont at the backup. Wide receiver Jackson Njoku. Leonard Williams is a defensive player to watch out for. Cardinals are favored by 2.5. We look who can grab the playoff spot. Cardinals are 6-6. Seahawks are 6-6. Browns and Steelers. Steelers players to watch out for: Russell Wilson, quarterback; running back Najee Harris; wide receiver George Perkins; and defensive player TJ Watt, who has 9.5 sacks. The most stellar player on the most underrated team is the Steelers in my mind. The Browns have players to watch out: Jameson Winston, running back James Ford, wide receiver Jerry Jeudy. Summer Bronco had a big leak last week. Steelers to host the Browns. Kick is at 12. The Steelers are favored by 5.5. Give me the Steelers 27-20. The Vikings will play the Falcons. Host Vikings: Aaron Jones, Justin Jefferson, and quarterback Sam Darnold. The Vikings' best player on defense is Jonathan Garter. He had 10.5 sacks. Vikings to host. Falcons players to watch out for: first, Kirk Cousins, Baja Robinson, Drake London. This will be a must-win against the hungry Vikings for the Falcons. The Vikings are 30-23, my favorites. The Vikings are favored by 4.5. Kick is at 12. Giants will play the Saints. We won't preview that game for much, but the Saints are favored by 3.5. Jets and Dolphins, we won't preview that one either, but the Dolphins are favored by 6.5. Kick is at 12. The Titans and Jaguars, this is a pathetic game: 2-10, 3-9. But Trevor Lawrence got hit hard last week. In my mind, the player that hit him deserves a suspension. Eagles play the Panthers. The Panthers are the better. Bryce Young is better since he's came back. And it'll be running back Chuba Hubbard, wide receiver and running back, and wide receiver Xavier Legette. Defensive player to watch out for: Justin Horn, who has 3 interceptions. But the second best team in the NFC, in my mind, Jalen Hurts, running back Saquon Barkley, wide receiver A.J. Brown, defensive players C.J. Gardner-Johnson. Kick is at 12. Eagles are favored by 12.5. Give me the Eagles 27-17. I'm inclined to preview the Raiders and Buccaneers, but here we go. Adrian Cornell had over 300 yards last week. The backup quarterback did that. Running back Alexander Madison is questionable again, since Senior McCormick was the leader in rushing yards last week. He's a player to watch out for. Tight end Brock Bowers is also a player to watch out for. Wide receiver Jacoby Myers is a player to watch out for as well. Defensive player Max Crosby. Baker Mayfield, quarterback. Bruce Irving expected to play as full practice yesterday despite being questionable this week. Wide receiver Sterling Shepard. Not only are the Bucs missing 2 receivers, but they're missing 2 receivers that are the best in the league due to injury: Mike Evans and Chris Godwin. The Bucs are 6-6. The Raiders are 2-10. Kick is at 12. Arizona State beats Iowa State. Really bad. 45-19. Arizona State's in the playoffs. Georgia and Texas. Georgia is in the playoffs. Texas will be in the playoffs but move down. Georgia final in OT 22-19. A walk-off touchdown by Trevor Etienne. His brother plays in the NFL. Penn State loses to Oregon 45-37. Penn State scores last, but they don't hold on. They don't get the chance to come back. It was too late. Clemson, SMU. SMU comes all the way back down 31-14. Climbs all the way back to 31-31. But Clemson got down the field to kick a field goal to win it. The good return of Colin Rogers set it up to win the game 34-31. Clemson. And in yesterday's games, UNLV and Boise State. Boise State remains ahead of the playoffs 21-7. Tulane and Army. Army beats 35-14. No playoffs in those teams. Two teams feature 24th was Army. And SMU is probably out of the playoffs as well. That's Sam Von Schwartz.